Ile maneno imetokea jana. Huyu mjumbe ya huko alijaribu kupaga Goons, vijana ya Kikuyu, na wakapatia deposit ya 5 million. Usiku vijana wakafanya mkutano na wazee, wakasema Kikuyu hawatapiga Kikuyu tena, wakamrudishia pesa yake. Ndio huyu Ichung'wah akakimbia kwa Murkomen na Kasongo, akasema tukikubaliwa kufanya mkutano Kikuyu tumeisha, ameisha. Na hata akatisha ya kwamba kama polisi wamsaidii, he will resign as majority leader. Kasongo was reluctant because he is also a seasoned politician. Alijua hiyo kitu will hurt him, but Ichung'wah threatened ya kwamba asiposaidiwa na polisi ati atawacha kazi. So they gave in to him. The unit that attacked us in Kiambu was not the local police. They are actually complaining. The commanders there are up in arms. It is the same squad that attacked us in Witima Church, a squad of 12 police officers ambaye uchunguzi imefanywa, walionekana walitupiga Witima. Kasongo amesema wasishtakiwe. Murkomen amefufua hiyo unit. The regional commander was transferred to the coast region. Those officers had been transferred to other areas. They were all recalled in Nairobi na sasa wako kazi. Ndio walikuja pale na marisasi na tear gas na kuumiza viongozi na kuumiza wananchi. In fact, tear gas ilianza kupigwa saa 3. Wananchi wa Kikuyu wakavumilia mpaka tear gas ikaisha. And there was no tear gas in Nairobi. Officers have told me in confidence, Murkomen authorized a chopper to go to Nyeri kwenda kutafuta tear gas ya kulete pale Kikuyu. Now what has happened with Kipchumba Murkomen? Ameweka watu ya jamii yake kila county. Pale Kiambu ameweka county commissioner, various OSPDs and various OCSs. Hao ndio walifanya mkutano, wakakubaliana na hiyo unit kutoka Nairobi vile watu watapigwa. The rest of the officers are very unhappy. Hapa Kajiado ameweka mtu ya jamii yake anaitwa Michael Yator as county commissioner. Last night, baada ya that squad kumaliza kazi Kiambu, wametumwa na Murkomen kukutana na county commissioner anaitwa Michael Yator kupanga vile watafuruga mikutano yetu leo. Mimi nataka kuuliza William Ruto, hapana subuana na hiyo Masai. This is a very peaceful community. Don't provoke this community. Unapanga ati mkutano ifurugwe na hiyo squad pale Isinya, pale Kiserian, wakiwa na plain clothes na wanavaa mask wasionekane. Lakini tuliwaona jana. It's the same group that was in Witima. You have already provoked the mountain people. Now you want to provoke and agitate the Man Nation. I have no authority to advise you. But for the sake of this country, I think it's my civic duty, William Ruto, to tell you. You appointed a reckless, excitable, dangerous, childish, juvenile fellow as Minister for Interior, and you gave him instruments of violence. That Murkomen of yours is going to ban this country, the way things are going. And we have a duty to tell you, as we go towards the elections, if that Murkomen is going to remain in that docket, he is going to ban this country. Yesterday, those police officers aimed bullets, live bullets, kwa gari ya Mheshimiwa Matiang'i, kwa gari ya Mheshimiwa Kalonzo, kwa gari ya Rigathi. Ni Mungu tu alitusaidia. Let me tell you, William Ruto, today, on record, because it's important that I advise you. Not that it is my job, but I'm a Kenyan, and I belong to this country, and I have no other country. If Murkomen and his boys, one of these days, in the misadventure and juvenile escapades, injure or kill Fred Matiang'i, Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, Rigathi Gachagua, that will be your last day in State House. This country will face civil strife and will have no country. William Ruto, you are playing with fire.
Around the southern bypass near the Goto, there are gangs of youth who had attempted to block the bypass, and they were repulsed by locals. And all these are goons who are not from Kikuyu constituency. And in fact, I dare say 90% of the crowd you saw Gachagua come with were outsiders. 90%. And you could see, if you just look at the photos and look at the composition of that meeting, it is largely young people, mobilized young people. I saw people from as far as Kiambaa, Juja, Githurai, Kayole. In those photos, characters, because, we know each other. Tried to blackmail the president, threaten all members of parliament. I went to his house in Karen, the official residence. I told him, Mr. Deputy President, you know me. You know Uhuru Kenyatta, as president, could not intimidate me or blackmail me to support his cause. You are the Deputy President today. You found me as an elected member of parliament when you came into parliament in 2017. If you intimidate all these people, all these members of parliament from Mount Kenya, look at me straight in my eyes and know I will be the last person you will intimidate. I will be the last person you'll be able to blackmail. That is after he had gone to Nanyuki and called people Tokonia, I don't know what. I confronted him. And I told him, I have told you 1, 2, 3, build relationships, don't blackmail, don't threaten. Even with your boss, the president. If it is the money he was trying to blackmail the president with, I told him, instead of blackmail, why don't you just sit down with the president? If you want me in that meeting, we have sat with you and the president, I can try and build a case for you. But what you're asking me to do, unfortunately, is not doable, because I remember that time he had called me to Karen when I went to see him, to try and persuade me that he can get access to additional confidential expenditure to hit 1 billion shillings of confidential expenditure from the 700 million that he had in his office. Apparently, to get it under Article 223 of the Constitution. And I told him I was the author of an embargo on such expenditure under Article 223 when I was the chair of the Budget and Appropriations Committee. As leader of majority, I will not allow it in Parliament because it is wrong. I say, you know, we have numbers. I told him, Your Excellency, our numbers are not to abuse, to do what is not right. You have just about 4 or 5 months to the end of the financial year. What is it that you can't survive for another 3 or 4 months? You could even finance whatever you want from your pocket, for heaven's sake. But you know, he was desperate because that's the time he was desperately trying to pay off the hotels that